I grew up in Tbilisi, early 90s, in a small Greek neighborhood, like quite poor, and it was quite rough, the situation at the time, you know, shooting, stealing, all the rough stuff. So as a majority of my friends, I wasn't dreaming to become an artist, become a gangster, you know, like I was dreaming to become an artist. So creative juice flows in my family for like many generations, because my granddad was a musician. He was doing like wood carving, and my dad also studied art, even he never was doing that for a living. So a few times a week I was going to art school in Tbilisi, and even it was very academical. It laid the foundation, and it's nothing to do with graffiti, but it gave me the base basically, okay? So I believe the graffiti saved my life, art saved my life. So 97, my family moved to Thessaloniki when I saw my first time graffiti in my school. I saw a couple of guys doing styles. So one of the guys was D71. So I started chatting with him, and I showed him like my album with a few sketches, and he told me like, "You rock, kid, man. You got the talent. You should try." And I really believe when you are like 15 years old, and I believe that graffiti is more authentic than street art, because when you just write your name and leave your mark on those gray walls, you are not trying to get famous or like to earn any money. It's not related to money, so it's like super authentic, okay? In the school, you know, like I was into hip hop music, so one friend gave me to listen a song of XZIBIT, Paparazzi, 97. So I didn't know English that much at the time, so I was just repeating the word, you know, like paparazzi, paparazzi. So all the schools start calling me like this, so I kind of adopted this name. So then, you know, like as a teenager, I was spending all my money, all my pocket money to cans, and like I didn't have much support from my family, you know, like, and I was going to my mom and I was like, "Mom, can you give me a couple of coins so I buy cans?" And she was like, "Okay, I give you, but don't say to your father," you know, like, because he was very against. So, for my family, especially my father, who had an academical background, he couldn't understand. Art for him was like Da Vinci, Rembrandt, I don't know, Valentin Sirov, but not graffiti. He couldn't understand it, okay? So I remember a story when I was like 15 years old, and I get busted by the police, and I was in the police station, and two officers was chatting like, "What to do with this kid?" And one says to other like, "Let's call his parents, you know?" And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, can you just beat me up a little bit and let me go? And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, listen, I'm 15 years old. You won't kill me, okay? But if you call my dad, tell him that you like catch me doing graffiti like at 5 o'clock in the morning, that I'm missing from house, he will definitely will, you know, like no chance. So they start laughing, like the whole police station, like go away, and they let me go, you know. Then my family moved to Cyprus. Well, we moved to Cyprus to 2002, and I lived in Nicosia for 5 years, and the first years I was doing like washing cars, being like a pizza delivery boy, helping my father at the construction site. I tried my luck like for a couple of years in London, in UK, like. I couldn't make a living out of my art at the time, but it was my dream. It was my escape, you know. Like, so I was always trying. So I remember the conversation I had with my dad, like when I came back from London. He told me, like, listen, like, you need to grow up, man. I mean, like, this is not serious. You need to find a normal job. This like childish nonsense, you know, like. So. And the first success came when my good friend, one of my best friends actually, today, Achilleas Michaelides, and true patron of art, he organized my solo exhibition. and boom, it was like sold out. And the story behind this, it was like when Elvis called me and say like, I found a gallery, they want to exhibit your stuff. And I was like, listen, man, I'm not an artist. I'm just writing my name sometimes on the streets, you know. So the family made me convince me already, like, you know. So he basically established me as like put me on the map and helped me to go on the art scene here in Cyprus. So it was like something completely new. So my first mural I did here in Cyprus, it was ferries in Limassol. So with the ferries, it was the first big-scale mural I did, and it was erased by officials because there was breast naked and so on, so on. Even before that, it was like some football messages like F that and F it, whatever. Like the choice sometimes in public art, it's in public hands, okay, and this social impact, okay. Yeah, do you remember the mural, the earthquake? It was in Nepal, 2015. So I did a large-scale mural in Limassol with a Nepalese mother holding a baby on her shoulders. And the message behind it was like, you are not alone, okay? So, and I remember the local Nepalese community, they came to me with the tears on their eyes, and there was like, one of the guys like came and like hugged me and say like, man, I'm like 10 years in Cyprus. I got like a lot of racism from some of locals, you know, but today, you made me proud that I'm Nepalese, man. And like the guy was crying, and that was like very, very powerful. So, you know, by doing murals, like art in the public spaces, you open a dialogue. You open a dialogue directly with the public, okay? And sometimes this dialogue gets a bit funny, you know, like I travel all over the world, and usually the questions that I get on the streets is like, are you getting paid? Like, is that legal? Or do you know Banksy? Or how long is that takes? And on the last question, my answer is like, I don't know, from a couple of minutes till a couple of months. But the best masterpiece I've ever done in my life, it's my daughter Melissa. And it took me only 5 minutes, you know, bam, bam. My way to success, it wasn't like easy, and it was bumpy as hell, to be honest, you know. Like, and what I was believing, like how the artists have to be before, it was like, you know, like Modigliani, like Jean-Michel Basquiat, you know, like I was basically like drinking and making art between parties, you know, like whiskey and cocaine for a breakfast, kind of this kind of stuff. Yes, then my father got lung cancer, and that really hit me, okay? Like I ended up in the prison for a couple of months. Then before he died, I came out, and I was like, I felt like he was disappointed in me, you know? And then I ended up in rehab for a couple of months, like after I lost my dad. And after this, I really had a need to start my life from the beginning completely, like, you know, like to earn the respect of people that I really care and loved back, okay? And if before my belief was that artists have to be like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, okay? It changed so much. I was an art curator for Ayanapa Street Art Festival. At this period, I met artists who was like healthy, traveling the world. Like they teach me the new way, you know, the new way by being like, enjoy the creativity, being sober, and like to enjoy like the moment of creation, you know, like travel the world, do your thing. They teach me the new way, yeah? And change in my mind, like how, the image of. After this, I create a team around me, which the opinion and constructive criticism, it's very important for me, you know, like, and being honest, and like they're more important than the bravo on the street, or like you know, those likes and hearts on my social media. Since then, I did like a lot of murals around the world, a lot of exhibitions. I can say that I'm a quite successful guy. Okay. The only thing that makes me sad that my dad will never see that. Okay. Now I'm a father. I'm a father of little Melissa, and I try to be next to her in every step. Okay, whatever she does, to let her do her own mistakes, to experiment, and I'm learning from her, because life, it is experiment, and you know, it's a journey.